Not a lot of people know this, but I used to work for the post office. And good thing I kept my satchel, because this week we got something for all the cool posties out there. Let's go take a look. Of course, first on the docket is the 118 diecast of the right-hand drive vehicle, which might bring some memory for those nostalgic posties out there. So leave it to diecast manufacturer Greenlight to make better Canada Post products than Canada Post itself. While they definitely got the sizing, color, and licensing right for this car, they might have missed out on some of the 118 model things that make cars so perfect. Like contrasted to my 118 Bond model, where the wheels turn and has the guns in the steering wheel, this thing is literally just straight on wheels that don't turn and a steel box that's bolted together. Not to mention this thing's actually $80. So is it just me, or has diecast cars gotten more expensive? I bought that Bond one in 2006 and that was only 30 bucks. But still, you wouldn't buy a Canada Post model unless you were a postie. And if you are, you're definitely willing to pay a premium just for nostalgia. But seriously, having the wheels not being able to turn is kind of a disappointment. And it's also made of cheap plastic, just like the real car. I mean, the mirrors don't even have reflective stickers, except the two on the side. The one in the back is just painted gray, and the two in the front are just painted gray as well. The wheels aren't even rubber, and the door, oddly enough, doesn't slide open like the real one. Instead, it latches backwards, which is also just loosely held by gravity, but at least you can slide it in, kind of, just like the real ones. And I mean the doors slide open too, which is pretty cool. But I mean there's no actual locking mechanism for the doors, which is kind of disappointing. But it rolls well, which I doubt you'd be playing with it. And I think there is an engine compartment. No, there is not. But let's not rip on it too much, because to be honest, this is a way better gift than stamp collecting. I mean the things that they don't do well as a diecast product, they actually do really well as a Canada Post product. Everything down to the rivets, the little doors, the phone number on the side with a Canada Post email, the little VIN number for your supervisor to track you if you crash one of these. It even has a tray for you to put your letter mail on the side. And of course, the electric fan, because they actually don't have air conditioning inside. I mean, do a photo shoot with one of these, as most people do with 118 cars, you can't get it right down to the detail shot like you would with the wheels turning. But for just someone who's a postie that wants to take a trip down memory lane, this thing is absolutely beautiful. And as a 118 diecast collector, you might not fully understand, but as a postie, I still recommend this product. But once again, $89 seems a bit hefty. And of course, if you're not a postie, you might not be on board. But if you do know a postie that you want to give something to, especially since it's Christmas time, our busiest time of the year, there are a few things on my list that I can show you that you can give. So once again, from Greenlight to the rescue, we got smaller diecast cars. Even the back is a marketing ploy for Canada Post. I swear they've been using this guy for the past 10 years, because when I got hired, they still had this guy on the posters. Now I got these ones from my local toy store, so they're easier to find, but this one might be a bit harder, because not many people collect 118s anymore. So this one I got from Passion Diecast, which is online. So if you can't afford the big one, you can always get the small one, which also comes with a little mailbox. Then we also got the classic Stepvan, which is the most common ones you see on the street. And then for the one that brings the sorted mails to the depot for your letter carrier to hand out, we got the 5-ton truck. I've driven both of these, but I've never driven this one for Canada Post. But I have driven it for another job. Maybe I'll do a video on some products for my third job. So compared to the 118, these are 164 models, which are a lot smaller. These are actually Hot Wheels size, and oddly enough, compared to this one, the wheels on this one actually have rubber on them. So I don't know why they cheaped out on the big one. But unlike that one, the doors on this don't open. In fact, the doors on this Stepvan is stuck open. But as we all know, some posties drive with these open for ease of access out, which of course is illegal. and your supervisor will fine you for that. Oh, what do you know? The back does open. It's even got the little railings in there, just like the real Stepvan. Maybe I was wrong about that door. Nope, the door does not open. So it's promoting illegal postman activity, and your supervisor will bust you for that. But back to the toy reviews. The colors to these are once again true to life, and also got the Canada Post phone number and email, the logo, the front logo as well. Even on the bottom it says used under license. So not too bad. So compared to $80 for one of these ones are about $13 to $15, depending on the size of them. Of course, the most expensive being this one. But in all honesty, to promote the little kids out there to be the next generation of great posties, these are great gifts to give to any kids for any stocking stuffer. But yeah, the small one's kind of cute with the little mailbox. The big one's got the sliding door in the back. And the really big one, well, that's just kind of cool to see. In fact, true to the big one, the back door also opens as well. I just can't seem to close it again after I opened it. Yeah, doors don't kind of fit in too well, but that's all right. But once again, for that special postie in your life, this 118 definitely takes it over the top. That's my recommendation. Even though it's a bit more expensive, you'll get quite the showstopper with this thing. But for just your general postman, of the one that you really like that knocks on your door, or the one that looks especially handsome just like me, these things will definitely do the trick. And if you really don't want to even spend $10 on your postman, it's also something that they sell at your Canada Post store. Of course, as much as Canada Post loves their little stamp collecting, they have to make something that holds those stamps. Who the hell loves stamp collecting? And contrary to the old and infamous mailboxes, this one is your modern style that you probably see more often. It's also 1/18 size, which matches very well with this car. You get this at your local postal store for about $8 or $9, I believe. Put your little stamps in here, put your little stamp in there, or you put a little roll in there and you pull the stamps out because stamps are so fun to collect. But there you have it, all the cool things that you can buy for your favorite postie this Christmas. I wish they brought back those cool personalized stamps that you used to be able to do, but this is the way Canada Post has gone in a new direction, unfortunately. But still, thankful for Greenlight to making all the cool products that Canada Post can still sell. Now comes the most important part. Why I chose this as my favorite. Let me know which one you like the most, and if you plan to get anything for your postman, or even if you have any Canada Post comments that you want to leave out there, because I know you all do. But for now, I'm going to take this model, find a place to hang it, and take it out for a spin.